Good morning, class. Actually, I need to leave you a little early today um, because I really got a big meeting and you all are joining so late. I need to give you your oh, attendance sheet also early. Hopefully, everybody joins before time. Before to kya, it is on time now. It's already 10:30. So we need to start now. As I told you, I seriously don't have time. Um, Anytime these people will call, so I have to join the other meeting also. So yeah, I'm very sorry. But we need to start. Very pathetic attendance. As far as A division is concerned, they are very particular about their attendance. And today I can see only 27, 28 students are there in the class. So आपको कोई क्लासरूम के लिए भाग के तो नहीं आना पड़ता है, आप घर पे ही हो and you can easily come and attend these classes. And पता नहीं क्या है problem, I don't understand. Okay, students, I think, am I audible to you now? Because Harshal.
Yes, ma'am.
So Harshal, don't worry. I will be leaving you before 11 o'clock today. So मेरी बात सुनो, ठीक है? Don't worry. So I am not going to planning to extend my lecture today beyond 11 o'clock as I have another meeting at 11. So I have to leave you at 11 o'clock before 11. Okay. तो वो एक problem तो है, but I can't help it. Oh, it's empty. Yeah. Now there are a sizable amount of students. So I was actually waiting like कितने time तक आ जाते, तो 5 minutes तक लोग भर गए, थोड़ा बहुत better है, far better than what the other division had. So yes. So today we will be learning, continuing with what we have left yesterday. We have completed with assumptions. So today we will be learning the theory of Ricardian comparative cost advantage. Okay. So the theory goes in this way, like there are two nations. One is Portugal, another one is England. And there are two commodities, wine and cloth. Okay, so it is assumed that both the nations, Portugal and England, are producing both wine and cloth. Okay, so दोनों wine भी बनाते हैं और cloth भी बनाते हैं. हाँ, तो how they are creating it? Only they, how do they measure it? Labor hours. मतलब कितना labor hours चाहिए एक यूनिट ऑफ वाइन बनाने के लिए और एक यूनिट ऑफ क्लोथ बनाने के लिए. हाँ, तो अभी फिलहाल हम एक छोटा सा टेबल बनाएंगे. We will not learn any comparative analysis today. We will be learning it in the next class because comparative analysis पढ़ते पढ़ते time हो जाता है. And neither I nor you, I heard you all are going for some intercollegiate competition and all those things. So go ahead with all those stuff. It's good. And so there is a course, yeah, I want to tell you because I told in the other class also, by UGC, University Grant Commission, free है digital marketing के ऊपर. Okay, so anybody is interested in that can WhatsApp me. I will send you the link. तो अगर किसी को इंटरेस्ट है तो जरूर बताना, नहीं है तो रहने दो, because it's free of cost. और ये पैंडेमिक का फायदा ऐसे ही उठाना चाहिए. The more courses you do, you will be better. So yes, so people are now coming, so it will be really difficult for me. Okay, so there are two nations. As I told you, we will be learning about these basic things. Because when somebody comes, joins, no students, मेरे को type करने नहीं होता है, ऐसा एक problem है इसमें. Yeah. And I told you there are two commodities. One is wine and another one is cloth. Okay. Cloth. Now, wine in Portugal, it's 80 units. Here it is 120 units. For cloth, it is 90 units. It's 100 units. So class, this is the basic table given to us by Ricardo, not by anybody else. Okay. This is the basic table given to us by David Ricardo, who is the propounder of this particular theory called as theory of comparative cost. Please take down this table. Very, very essential, very important. Okay, so these are the two nations, Portugal and England, and we have two commodities and they are wine and cloth. Okay, and produced by these two nations. So in the absence of trade, they produce both the commodities. Okay, they produce both the commodities. So they do produce wine, they do produce cloth. Now, how will you read this out? Please tell me, Kila, how will you read this out? I'll tell you. First thing is, स्लोली पढ़ते, टेबल पूरा समझ में आ गया तो फिर आगे का एक्सप्लेनेशन बहुत इजी है, और पूरा थियरी ये टेबल में डिपेंडेंट है. तो दिखने में तो बहुत छोटा सा टेबल है, लेकिन ये एक्सप्लेन करते करते थक जाओगे, इतना सारा एक्सप्लेनेशन है इसके अंदर. तो क्लास, इट इज सेड दैट अकॉर्डिंग टू द टेबल, Portugal requires 80 labor hours to produce 1 unit of wine. What is it said? 80 labor hours to produce 1 unit of wine. ये जरा पढ़ के रखो अच्छे से. 80 labor hours to produce 1 unit of wine. And Portugal requires 90 labor hours to produce 1 unit of cloth. So, who needs it? Here, this is required by Portugal. तो इतना ये चीज अगर बाय हार्ट हो गया तो बहुत सारा काम आसान हो जाता है. तो सिमिलरली व्हेन वी थिंक अबाउट इंग्लैंड, इंग्लैंड नीड्स 120 labor hours to produce 1 unit of wine, 100 labor hours to produce 1 unit of cloth. Okay, so when you will observe this table, it's very clear that Portugal has got absolute cost advantage on the production of both wine and cloth, and England has got disadvantage on the production of both wine and cloth, है ना? Because इनको बहुत ही कम लेबर आवर्स चाहिए टू प्रोड्यूस 1 unit of wine and 1 unit of cloth. यहाँ देखा जाए तो यहाँ 120 labor hours, 100 labor hours to produce wine and cloth respectively. So it indicates that they are not at advantageous stage. Who? England, है ना? इंग्लैंड को ज्यादा लेबर आवर्स की जरूरत है, जबकि पोर्चुगल इज at very good advantageous level because they require 80 labor hours. They need only 90 labor hours to produce wine and cloth. So it's actually very nice and very interesting to note that they need very less labor hours to produce wine and cloth. Okay. So what we need to do, one thing is very important, what we need to do, like how trade is possible. So Ricardo just want to say that what his teacher has taught, who's his teacher, Adam Smith. He said that, wine, when wine, you need to produce wine and cloth in Portugal, they are at comparative cost. So according to Adam Smith ka theory, trade is not possible at all. But Ricardo says trade is possible. But Ricardo says trade is possible. Okay, so trade is possible. So how trade is possible? So according to Ricardo, now observe this very clearly. Very clearly observe this. Wine, in order to produce wine, Portugal has got comparatively more advantage than producing cloth in Portugal. है ना? Because they require only 80 labor hours to produce 1 unit of wine. But they need 90 labor hours to produce 1 unit of cloth. So comparative advantage for Portugal is the production of wine. Similarly, when you look into England, comparatively, you can say, more advantage in this, although they have got least advantage in the production of both wine and cloth. But when you will see comparatively, jo lesser hai, that is cloth, because it needs 100, because wine requires 120. So ye ek important point hai. Wine needs 120 and cloth needs 100. So comparatively less advantage is in the production of cloth. So with this particular formula of comparatively more advantage and comparatively less advantage here, trade is still possible according to Ricardo. How? It is possible with the help of a mathematical tool, simple ratio analysis. Okay. So when you will get into ratio analysis, I mean, it is going to take time because chota mathematical model may we have to start. So let us, just learn this and then we will end this here today. Because ये table अगर अच्छे से समझ लिया तो वो next lecture में मेरे लिए बहुत आसान हो जाएगा. It's going to be very, very easy for me. Okay. Now how? So now listen, what is it? I'll tell you, there are two countries coming into the theory, Portugal and England. ये Ricardo ने दिया है. Okay. Nobody else. So please, ये नाम सब मैं बार बार लिखती जाऊंगी. In the sense, it is very, very important for all of us. David Ricardo. Huh? So David Ricardo has given us this theory. So what he says, there are two nations, Portugal and England. Both are very small, small nations of the world, right? And they are producing two commodities. What are they? Wine and clothes. Wine and clothes. Okay. Now, what is the data? Data says that Portugal requires 80 labor hours to produce 1 unit of wine. Portugal requires 90 labor hours to produce 1 unit of cloth. Okay. 1 unit of cloth. And England says, when you will see that looking into this, England has got 120 labor hours to produce 1 unit of wine, 100 labor hours to produce 1 unit of cloth. Okay. So now when you look into this, it's very, very important to note this, that Ricardo, when you will see this, very simple logic it is. Like Portugal has got absolute cost advantage on the production of both wine and cloth. And England has got absolutely, no advantage over the production of both the commodities. Then according to Adam Smith's theory, trade is not possible. But according to Ricardo, trade is still possible. How it is? Because when you will compare these data, then you can see that Portugal has got more advantage over the production of wine, and England has got less advantage when you will comparatively compare both this in the production of cloth. Then Portugal can trade wine in exchange of cloth with England with the theory of comparative cost advantage. So here we need to learn the comparative ratio analysis, completely mathematical, and then we have to come into the conclusion how trade is possible. So I am not going to explain with many more tables. One more table, in order to explain the ratio, we will learn. There are many more tables as per the original theory of Ricardo. But since yours is going to be completely an objective type thing, so I don't think I need to explain so much for this particular things, or so much is not required and complicate you. So I will teach you to the proper gist of the theory, and I will give proper justice to this particular thing. Okay, is it clear to everybody? If yes, then type yes, class. How many are there in the class now? Currently, there are 39 students. Not bad. Yeah, not bad. Yes. So people are understanding, and this is very important also, students. It is very important also. Yes, it's very, very important. People are understanding. Yes. So now actually we need to what do you call it as understand what the other thing is concerned, whether things are proper or not. And then because the thing is, if I'll start explaining the ratio, and if over there the meeting begins, I have to leave it in between. So therefore I don't want to take any risk. So I will stop it here. I will give you your attendance, and आज के दिन आपको जल्दी निकलने का मौका दे रही हूँ मैं. ठीक है? Are you all happy? So yeah. Please take down whatever is there. I'll give you 2 minutes for this, and then I'll give you the attendance. Be happy for the day. बट ये जो पार्ट है ना स्टूडेंट्स, ऑल्दो इट लुक्स लाइक हाँ छोटा सा है, बट यही उसका क्रक्स है. एक बार आपको समझ में आ गया कि ये इस तरह से कैलकुलेट करना है तो आगे आपको कोई भी तकलीफ नहीं होगी. I know that. That's why I'm telling you. अब अंजू यादव आ रही है. अंजू यादव को हम ले लेते हैं. अंजू यादव अपनी क्लास में ना स्टूडेंट्स? आई थिंक सो.
यस मैम.
हाँ, यश बंगेरा ये लोग सब अब आ रहे हैं स्टूडेंट्स. अब क्या बोले मैं भी. ठीक है, तो आई स्टॉप शेयरिंग. हैव यू ऑल टेकन इट डाउन? आई थिंक आई स्टॉप शेयरिंग. Yes, so yeah, it's very important. And ये table रखना. Next class में we have to continue with the same table. Okay, and we have to learn how we find out the ratio, and based on the ratio, how both the nations are getting advantage by doing international trade. That's very, very important. Both the nations, how do they get importance with that? Okay. हाँ, link, yeah, link नहीं भेजा. मुस्कान को ये याद रहता है जरूर. बोल नहीं रही कुछ. Yes. So मिल गया link अभी everybody? Yeah, start doing it and then enjoy for the rest of the day. It's nice, good for you all. I thought of leaving you by 11 o'clock, लेकिन ये फिर आगे बढ़ेगा तो फिर वो complete नहीं होगा. So I thought, okay, जब तक है तब तक है.